just spinning around Leeds at the moment, having a look at where we were last week, the UK Reef, which was absolutely great event. I think as Chris was saying earlier, so many good conversations going on. I think almost sadly we were so busy we didn't really manage to get to as many of the talks as I know I would have liked as a bit of a planning nerd, but really good just to be up there and actually just talk to as many people as we could and hear about what's going on in the industry, exciting schemes people are working on coming up, which obviously I can't share on here, but had some good conversation about some exciting schemes people are working on. And people are just interested to see what we're getting up to as well, which is always fun.
Yeah, and we have a lot on the way.
Yeah, and it's not time for us to just literally have a few days always just playing around with the platform as well, which is what we get to do in these sessions as well, just sit on the platform.
It is, and we did a lot of work with SiteSolve as well. So some of you, almost everyone knows us for our twins and these lovely data layers and everything that we can do with them. But we also have a generative design tool that is now being rolled out and we've been committed to and are putting onto the cloud.
A lot of hype around generative design at the moment. I think there's a kind of buzz around it at UK Reef as well, so it's nice to kind of be able to show what we're doing around it as well. And maybe, we can do a session on that soon. It'd be quite interesting to do a bit of a...
Well, I would love to get that housing area that we have in Manchester. So when we go to Manchester, we'll do it. But while we're in Leeds, why don't we have a little recreation of UK too, don't we?
With our lovely, if anyone was there or anyone saw any photos which are there, obviously it's part of the VU.CITY platform, you can add in some atmospheric. So I think
that's right.
Christopher rightly said was it Wednesday?
Must have
been Wednesday.
It was the
absolutely chucked it down.
Downfall day.
But didn't put a damper on it at all.
No.
If anything, more busy because of it.
Yeah. And my poncho came in handy. I carry it everywhere with me.
But I think just it was just such a great opportunity to get up there and be part of those conversations going on. I've just put the sun back in just so we can have a bit of a reflection of hopefully what's coming up this summer. Let's find out.
Yes.
But we are not weather, although it's the setup might look at, we're not here for weather forecasting or news. But just interested to see how much actually I was saying before we joined this session, actually how much is going on in Leeds at the moment. And it was so nice just walking around and seeing how much regen work's going on. Obviously, we can see it in the platform here. We've got all these buildings going up. But just walking into the city centre from UK Reef, these sites here are so interesting. I think this one, correct me, let's have a look. I think it's the Tetley, no, not this one. This one, former Tetley brewery site. Well, one of the fringe events were last week. But just so cool to actually see some of these buildings having been up there. It all slots into place a little bit more in my head.
It does.
Didn't know Leeds that well before, but it's a really interesting city.
But one of the things people are trying to navigate the conference, because the conference is like a village.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I had this idea that maybe, we could do a web map that people could just go to, like our web map technology, which is coming along. Perhaps that's something we could offer.
Let's see for next year. But just cool to see that it's not just London, it's got loads going on, although we often do show London as our main kind of city, but Leeds, Manchester, Bristol, all got a lot of tall buildings going up in them, and obviously, that's our bread and butter, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and look at the northwestern side of the city, because it does look to me like that's the bit where the height's coming in, that's the bit where the most change is going to be.
Yeah, if you have a look, actually, I think this is quite an industrial area for all the way back. You can see pretty much nothing around here.
So, 2016, if you think of where we've come in this area since 2016.
So forward a bit. When it all started popping off.
Look at that. So by 2019,
Wow. A lot going on. I wonder, it looks mainly residential, so I'm quite seeing it. That's what it's mixed use. So I imagine probably residential led. But really good to see what's going on in these areas as well. Do we want to jump into London at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to London. Now, we've just added a brand new layer in London, and that is called Building Heat Demand. And this is one of our planning layers. So this is going to be...
This is this week. I actually haven't had a look at this yet myself. So
yeah.
I'm intrigued.
It's points data, but what's going to tell you is...
oh, wow.
Yeah. Number of DECs associated, number of EPCs associated, and yeah, every single building has been put in. So it's unbelievably detailed that we've now got all of this. But also on top of that, we've got, you know, a lot of other things here. One of the things which really did capture a lot of people's sort of attention was the, you know, the standard sort of the TFL cameras. And we're always going on these because it's just such a great way of getting eyes on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, they're using
some of them are in use. Yeah. I think it's just a nice way to be able to see some of the almost live data, and it all sort of stream into the platform, and what's possible with the technology. There we go. Is that down?
Albert Embassy Glasshouse Way.
Nice. Don't know that area as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good way just to actually kind of get, as you say, that we've got the model, but also get that kind of realistic side of it as well. Very interested in looking at different times of day. In the morning at rush hour.
Yeah,
it's a very different scene. Middle of the day was a little bit quiet.
And then, of course, we've still got things like, you know, your brownfields, your central activity zones. You know, you can pretty much filter so many ways, and we paint everything into the platform, so they're all pre-rendered and pre-prepared for you.
New data layers coming in each week.
Yeah, and I think with some data layers, you know, they can be just flat and they can be quite difficult to read sometimes. So I guess one of the great things about what we're doing here is making them more visually sort of presentable.
Yeah, it's how they interact with the 3D information as well. Having it overlaid on 3D is just so much more rich.
You know, one of the things which we absolutely love showing people is the protected views that we have on here, because it definitely is one of the best things that we do, and one thing that no one else is really doing. So when it comes to things like that, what I'll do is I'll come to the tools, we go into protected views here, and Kingston have some really good ones here. They work quite closely with us to make sure that everyone can see their protected views.
Oh, I do love these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have verified views, then we can match them perfectly to the platform. So if you see, this is the platform here.
And you always do the photo realistic.
Yeah. And clearly what we're trying to do is protect this tower here.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this. And what we're trying to do is protect it from obstruction. And things either in the way or distraction. And distraction can be anything that happens around it.
Yeah, you so want it to cluster very on a focal point.
Yeah. So if we have a look, this is great because, look, we can see a consent already here. And this is now completed. So they've been able to do this without obstructing. And everyone could see this straight away. It's quite an interesting tower. There's so much going on in Kingston in terms of heritage. Is it a royal borough of Kingston?
Good question.
I think it might be.
Probably. Quite a few in London. We'll jump back out actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like if we would put something in round there.
Oh, what? The Kingston one? Yeah, let's do that.
Let's start testing it.
I've done this a few times. So basically, there is, and you can see the tower right here, right? Yeah. So if we were to say, let's chuck the VU tower in,
okay.
Somewhere like this. Let's go to the project. My personal drive. I'm going to grab. We've got all the GLA stuff in here. You can see we've optimized all of those. And if I basically put a new origin, if I set that origin, let's chuck it here.
It's quite tall, isn't it?
It is quite tall, yes. Okay. And meters, there we go. Okay, so let's now see if this is going to obstruct the view. Back to this walk-in.
Okay, yeah. But it's just showing
I think
you
it's a fail.
great.
I think it's a fail.
I don't think that's going to get planning permission anytime soon.
No.
But yeah, it's going to show you it's just useful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see how things are impacted in that real time almost.
Yeah, absolutely. What city are you in right now? Where have you jumped to?
I'm in Manchester. Well, I was like, you should guess. I should have got you to guess. Do you want to flick over?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to Manchester.
Yeah, we're not keeping it London centric anymore.
No.
Let's start. Let me look see what other cities we've also got access to. So again, Manchester. Just from even just opening this up, so obviously I've opened up the city centre here, and there is so much going on. Particularly up. So I went to university in Manchester, so I know the city quite well. But now to me, even unrecognisable. So you got this like area down here. It's like Castlefield spinning. Well, yeah, Castlefield kind of area down here, where there's so many tall buildings going up. I'm trying to think. This must be Beecham Tower, and I've got all these other buildings going up around it, which is pretty incredible. So it's absolutely, and it is currently the tallest tower in Manchester. But
where? Let's have a look at the top. Let's have a look at the crown of the city, the AOD. Let's see where the actual spires are sticking out. The tops
so let's
of
go in.
I would love to know where the real height is relative to the rest of the city.
Well, it's not a very hilly city. I think the city centre is slightly worse. Have a look. Let's break this up a bit. Let's pull this up. Right. It's a relatively, if you look here, if I nudge this down a bit, you've got these lower, yes, you have got this lower point round here as you're heading more towards in Salford. But this is, a lower lying area, but there isn't much in it. Once you start looking the AOD up, it's pretty much, let's go right up.
Yeah. So it's 70 metres.
So we zoom out a bit, so you've got all these ones now starting to poke through. It's still going. So there are some, especially this cluster down here now, we've got this little in the north of the city. Let's have a look.
The clusters do appear to be fairly neatly organised, don't they?
Yeah, it's kind of around the edge because we actually turn on, let's get back down. So you've got all the sort of historical centre around here. I'll zoom in a bit around Central Library. This is all quite, I think you can see things like the building. Yeah. Just looking at the buildings themselves. So they're obviously done quite, apart from this, like protecting this kind of area. And it's all kind of around the edge of this centre. Almost like a pattern as it goes around the edge of the city centre.
So it's like they decided that the city centre itself, almost like there's, trying to keep it relatively flat, but quite comfortable, building up the sort of edges of the city. That's really interesting.
There we go. If we put on the conservation areas, you can now kind of start to see how the tall buildings almost interact with this. So you've got a protected area in the city centre. And then as we go down where this cluster is, sits outside that conservation area. And the same if we go up to the north as well. You can start to see this obviously allowing more height around these areas because they're not as protected.
But I quite like that for height because
it's subtle. It's tall, but it's not too.
You think about a city like Bath, and you've got a lot of height around it. It's in a bowl.
Yeah.
Like a lot of cities having like a bowl area and then having the height on the outside. It kind of still feels
keeps
like
the centre a bit more
open and airy without that sort of that New York sort of thing where everything is like extremely high. You've got this just thick, dense forest of high buildings, which we don't like in England. We don't want that, do we? Most planners and heritage officers and people, they don't want that giant, thick forest of tall buildings.
No, I think you get the same as when you start being outside Salford Quays round here, you've got all tall buildings. So it all kind of sits outside that city centre area. So yeah, I think it's interesting to have a look to see what's going on in some of these other cities as well. What have you got open?
Well, yeah, shall we? Let's go. I would like to see if you can guess where I am.
No.
Okay.
Let's go test my geography.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not really well. I didn't do geography at university, but so let's see.
You did. But you would be
no pressure.
You would be forgiven if you couldn't.
We're quite zoomed in.
We are. I'm just going to zoom out now. Okay. Here we are. Where are we?
In Liverpool?
Yes.
Yes.
Well done.
You're live a building.
Well done. And what was it that gave it away? Was it this one here?
Yeah.
That big one there.
Is that the live building?
Yeah, I look at it.
Yeah. And you've got the docks as well.
I mean,
iconic.
What a landmark.
Yeah.
So you see how we can't. So sometimes in VU.CITY, the detail can be a bit stunning, depending on the lighting and the time of day. So what we can do is we can kind of give it these nice little.
Putting on almost makes it, especially if you use using like architectural software and sort of more technical stuff. Like you can start adding in what we call edge lines, and just makes it a little bit more sketchy.
Yeah.
And a bit more defined as well.
And you can definitely see the detail here.
Oh,
that's beautiful, isn't it? That is a really stunning building. I would love to see that in LOD 4. And looking at like...
Put on the list, because I'm sure quite a few around that area listed.
Okay, let's have a look. I will go to our data layers. And listed building points. Wow, okay. Yeah, they're absolutely everywhere. This whole thick cluster here. And this is the Hutchinson Monument, St. James Cemetery, that's behind it. And this is the Anglican Cathedral Church of Christ. Wow, that is absolutely huge. And let's have a look and see what kind of planning layers. So if we have a look at the conservation areas, all of Liverpool is a conservation area.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And actually, if you kind of look at the consent, right, and you look at something like Manchester, it was full of yellow, wasn't it? There was yellow absolutely everywhere.
That's quite a bit down by the dock sites.
Well, everything appears to be a conservation area. We'll have to have a double check on that. I'm wondering if that is...
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Really?
No. Liverpool's quite protected.
Yeah, we've got our green religious grounds, etc. We can also sort of segregate those. Very, very interesting. Noise pollution is also something that is extremely sort of relevant, especially as we want better holistic cities.
Yeah, and especially when you're doing residential schemes as well. Being able to determine, starting and maybe having commercial at the ground floor and residential above, just to move it away from some of those road noises or rail sources of noise as well.
And these are the key roads you can see all coming down through there. But yeah, you say the Docklands is where most of the
there's a lot of stuff coming up in it as well.
Let's see how quickly that developed as well. I'll just zoom in a little, get a little more on the immersive side. Because they have the NHF, National Housing Federation event at the Docklands was just across there. And that was a really great sort of event. It was a really good arena for it as well. Can't help but thinking that these massive events are definitely better in these huge sort of arenas when it comes to just sort of, actual coordinating. Here we go. Just on some info points. Okay, so we've got Pall block by block architecture happening there.
What's that? Yeah.
And this here.
Yeah, I like that.
So we've seen a few of these in London too.
I like those.
So what would you call this? Like it's its own little triple cluster.
Yeah. It's just nicely staggered.
I do think they are. They do look quite good, don't they? when they're sort of arranged like that in a nice little sort of cluster shape.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice stepped up from the other buildings around it.
And yeah, so the building right next to the well, what locals refer to as the walkie-talkie looks a bit like that as well. And have a look and see how old this cluster is, how new it was consented. Let's go back from 24. We've been working on it for a while, 2019. Yeah, so actually, if we go right back to 2016, it's just this building here.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on around the dock area.
But it all seems to have kicked off from 17 onwards.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Wow, excellent. Right, let's see where you've taken us next.
Right, you have to guess.
Okay, I'm going to try and guess.
I think you'll get it. I've zoomed right out.
You have. Okay.
Oh. I'll tell you what might help if I put on the AOD till this.
Okay.
I think we'll be wicked. No pressure.
You got yours in one.
Yeah, I know. That's the geography degree coming in. Let's see this down so I can see this. Right. I thought this. Oh.
It's Oxford.
No.
No?
No. You need to go further west country.
Cardiff? Oh, are we in Bristol?
Yeah. In Bristol.
Bristol.
Close. I thought this would help with how hilly it is. That's all I think of sometimes. I'm like, Bristol, hilly.
Unbelievably hilly.
So there you go.
Yeah, and you've got the train station so far away from the city centre. It's like it's own train journey.
Nice. Yeah, you can see all the canal, canal slash river network.
Yeah.
But I thought this would, tip you over with the. It is very hilly.
It is. It is extremely steep. But, so is Bath. And that whole area is just loaded with hills, with really steep terrain.
Yeah, which I think why you can get these sort of taller buildings down here, because they're sat at the bottom, get back down. These ones will start much. Yeah. Zoom in around here. So that must be almost, nearly sea level now.
And that's a train station right there.
Yeah.
So it's not that, it doesn't look that far away.
No, it's just when you're walking uphill.
Oh, you might want to full screen it.
There we go, that's better. I think it's just when you're going uphill out of the train station.
Yeah. And if you have a look on the eastern side of the city, that seems to be where most of the new consents have landed.
Not around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this cluster here, which is, let's have a look. Let's put this up here so you can see. Oh, there we go. Mixed use. 371 units. Ooh. Chunky.
Department for Education. Oh, wow.
Yeah, probably quite a big landowner, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what else, because obviously they're starting to encroach on this. Looks like a sort of warehouse industrial area. And also starting to come down here as well. Some more schemes. I wonder if it's a designated area at all. Let's have a look. Planning. Site allocations. Oh, so this was down here initially. So got a few site allocations down here, down this little sliver, which hasn't been.
Oh, here we go.
Developed yet. Maybe we should put something on here.
I think so.
Right, let's go.
Yeah.
So you've got this nice building next to it.
Okay.
That's where.
Well, how about do you want to draw a site envelope and should we check into sites on? Or am I trying to do too much?
I was surprised safe sites on. We've got. I'm conscious it's past already. Right, so let's use this bit down here then. I'm going to have a quick look to see what this one is. It is residential, 152 units. Okay. let's put a few buildings then next to this. I mean, have a look and see what the views look like then. So let's jump into, sadly, let's hide some of the trees. We'll put them back in when we build it.
Yeah, don't worry. We're just hiding them. They haven't gone anywhere.
So let's just draw around this area. And let's hide the trees. Not many buildings there. Let's come back out. Right, so it's cleared the land there. Been quite stark. And let's go in and put in one build. Let's put in two.
Yeah.
Let's test my modelling skills. So I think, what did you say, looking at this, we've also got this slightly, I might be taller near the road and do something maybe similar.
Yeah.
Sort of slowly.
Yeah, I would just mirror
what
you've got happening there.
Yeah, I think
that's always
nice.
the safest thing to do.
So let's go slightly more. Right, so let's drop down one level and let's have a look. Let's bump this up a little bit.
Little tower situation.
Yeah, I think, and let's do a little setback as well. I quite like that on the other side. But I'm trying to think, where's the sun here? Which side would be better to have the setback?
Well, should we check the view? Because if you get a lovely view, then we'll want more in the primary direction. So
wonder if you'd have, because almost this would be like a little roof terrace, wouldn't it? So I'd probably set back this side. You know, so you're looking towards the city centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want a view of the city? Do you want to maximise views of the city centre, or do you want to maximise views of the hills?
City centre. I like the city centre.
Yeah.
It's stuff.
But you're not in Bristol. You don't choose to move to Bristol because, you want a suburban rural view.
Alright, so let's set this side back then. And let's put a little, there we go. I thought that looks okay for this side of it.
It does, yeah, it does. Look at that, 17,800 GEA.
Yeah, that's the GIA. 16,000, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right, should we have a look then? Test some of the views. We always test a view out of it.
Yeah,
on the roof terrace.
Let's see what our roof terrace is going to look like.
Let's have a look. So just drop a single camera. That's looking, let's just turn those in quick. Spin around, right, so low down a bit. Well, you've got a nice spire there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Low down a sec. This is a nice view.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, that is lovely. I think you made the right call.
Yeah, and you've got a nice river aspect.
Yeah. You've got a river and great. Who could ask for more?
I know, right? Let's save that. Let's come back out.
I've just turned my laptop off. It doesn't sound like a 747 anymore. Well, I've turned the fans off.
It's quite quieter. Right. And let's all search. Let's just check the view from this building next door, actually, just to be sure. Let's have a look from here. See what their view's now like. How much are we obscuring it? That's not too bad. They can still see the spire.
They can. Oh, wow.
Oh, I've done pretty well there.
I think you have. I think you have.
Still see the nice hills.
You can. And is there going to be any overshadowing?
Let's look. Let's come back out. So we'll see what time of day it is. Let's go into this tool here. Let's close the camera stay right. Let's have a look. So at the moment we're at 2 o'clock on a June day, so height of summer. So once you get to the evening, you're starting to get a bit onto this building, but no more.
After 4.
Yeah. But also you've got exactly what this building's doing to the ones down here. Let's have a look. So in the morning, fine.
Yeah.
So it's only that kind of time of day, but we go into a later month and the shadows start getting longer. That's still not too bad. I'd say as once you hit 2, 3 o'clock, the sun's setting anyway, that's when it's starting to spin round.
And you look at midsummer, right? Oh no, are you?
No, I've gone to long shadows now, so we're in October.
Yeah.
So it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I think that's great. You should submit it to Bristol. They use VU.CITY. Most of the team do.
Now, right, site allocation sorted.
Yeah. We'll just add. Should we just save this and add them into the project?
Yeah, definitely. Right, I'll save this.
Okay. Right.
Jump across.
Yeah, we're going to jump across now. Back to London, only because I really want to show everyone LED 350. This is a glimpse of what the future is going to look like in VU.CITY. One day. We'll be able to have, like, what's the difference between LED 300, LED 350, and LED 400?
Do you want to tell me?
Yes. So it's down to the actual detail. And LED 350, so LED 400 has to have all the textures perfect, every brick, etc.
So what have we got in London, which is that kind of?
St. Paul's. So if we can actually go straight up here. This is the processional route that we can actually go up to St. Paul's in.
Yeah, so we'll quick look at St. Paul's.
Yeah. It's right. Should be appearing right here.
No, you need to go east.
Oh, really?
You need to go east.
Okay.
Oh,
there it is. Sorry, that's it.
Yeah, I know this area very well.
There we go. Yes, you do.
It's why I'm coming to work, so.
This is LED 400. Okay?
Which is pretty amazing.
So it's absolutely, and I guess everything looks
painting.
Yeah. So it is, yeah. That is incredible. Look at all the textures, all the shading. Everything is absolutely perfect as you would see it on the building. So that's the standard, the ultimate future standard, that we will aspire to. And however we get there in the meantime, it depends on how technology develops. We do have a really sort of on it team when it comes to, looking at that. And this is LED 350.
Yeah, nice to see what else has been possible at the moment with the technology we've got. So yeah, this is Fleet Street Quarter.
Yeah, and LED 350, it also has, if you have a look here, street markings and street furniture and windows and facades. So what you see here is representative down to these sort of details of what the area is like.
It's starting to bring stuff to life a lot more. Which is useful, I think, when you're potentially less technically minded as well. It sort of opens up a little bit more again. Really nice to be able to start testing with this opportunity what we can do with the technology.
It's very recognisable, and I think that's why, many years ago we were the first to get LED 300 into a game engine and then start building planning tools around that. And I think that's what's triggered the success of the company and why so many planners and architects and local planning authorities use us. And LED 300 was that first step. It actually looks like a city, not just a bunch of boxes. You have that. This is the next step where you've got the windows, the facades, the street furniture, the street markings, and then the future of that just incredibly highly detailed environment.
Yeah, but it's nice for a little snippet of London at the moment in this slightly higher level of detail. See what's going on there. Yeah. It's quite an iconic area of the city as well.
It is, and then this was all part of that Fleet Street Quarter.
Yeah, so we did quite a lot of work with the Fleet Street Quarter to use this to better communicate what's going on in the area. It's just another nice way to use the platform actually, and when it is in this level of detail, it is easier for sort of lay people to start understanding the city. And also recognise, I cycle in to work this way, so I'm like, that's the bike lane.
Yeah. And what I really loved about it is usually with bids and when we just, spend all this money to create a promotional video, that money is then, that's it. You just get the video and nothing else. But we create the video and this is now available for planning use.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite sustainable. It's a great way of being able to take advantage of all those awesome projects that happen and make them, last and get a lot more use out of them rather than just a one-off piece. So that's that. Anna, are you taking us anywhere?
I've not opened my city up yet.
Okay.
Sorry, I was too busy looking at your screen.
No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I have to say, it is pretty amazing. I could spend a lot of time in LOD 350. It is absolutely beautiful.
That's a nice view of the Shard.
It is. It is. Will there ever be a taller building than the Shard in London?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like potentially one day. I don't know where you'd put it. Because the city cluster is kind of maxed out. Well, not maxed out, but it's restricted on how much more height you can get in that area.
It is. And there's so much heritage.
And you don't want to put anything next to the Shard, really, that's that tall, I don't think.
No.
It takes away. So I don't know, the only place you probably would then go would be down to like Canary Wharf.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the LVMF, we could just switch it on. And you can just see what the restrictions are straight away. And you can see it is all poking. Everything, there's a lot of competition constantly trying to get in there. There we go, right here. You see all these little bits poking up. These are extension areas. And then you can go to every single one as well.
Yeah, that area around St Paul's so protected.
Yeah, and rightly so. Rightly so. In America, there were so many Art Deco buildings that got absolutely destroyed of late in the last few decades.
But I think when you start using tools like this as well, you can start protecting stuff earlier on and discovering potentially views didn't even know we had.
Yeah. And look at it. I love this. This is pretty amazing. And I believe these are our users who use the platform when creating this building here.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Just on the air.
That's when, we really do.
It is literally cutting straight through.
It is, yeah. It's 3D sculpted.
Wow. That's quite cool,
Just
really.
remind myself of who it's called.
Yeah. I quite like the design of that.
It's Mitsubishi Estates.
Make Architects.
Make Architects. And it's London Television Centre. Dune Street Phase 1. Is that Dune Street? Is that the... No.
That's one behind.
No, that's the one behind it.
No, I'd say it's now we say it's Television Centre. Oh, yeah.
And these red lines, they are absolute no-goes. You don't
see it there.
Yeah. You don't see anything peaking above these red ones. Orange and yellow are advisory.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of give and take.
But
depending on what the planning case you make for it is.
Yeah, but I can't see anything. I can't see anything over any of these reds.
No. It is a no-go though.
Even the yellow is quite, there's quite sort of, we've got this here. But that was 2016. That was a long, long time ago. That would have happened.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's been.
Yeah, take all that off. That's been there for quite a long time, I should imagine. And there we go. Look, by the walkie-talkie.
Let's hope we can get a bit faster. Oh, the one which looks similar.
Yeah.
The scheme you're saying.
That's the one that we saw in, was it Liverpool or Bristol?
Liverpool.
There we go.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, it's quite similar style. The sort of curved, stepped buildings.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So rather than these big thick blocks, whatever, it just gives it a bit more symmetry.
Yeah. Do you know what? It reminds me of that nautical.
I did read an article recently. Someone is someone was upset about the gherkin getting filled in, but you can still see it.
Yeah, it's still iconic. There's still not many other buildings like it.
And if this building was taller, yes, it would probably be filled in by most angles. But if I do a quick view shed on the gherkin, bear in mind I'm in LOD 350 at the moment, so some of this isn't around. If I do like I can basically stick this camera on here. And I'll just put something here right in the very middle. And I'll make that a 360 pano. I'll make it a 180. So a view shed is basically, it's a point, and it tells you who can see that point. Just needs a little bit of time to load up. But I don't think the gherkin has been, I mean, from the front, if you're looking from the southwestern side, yeah, sure, of course, you've got all these tall buildings, but looking at it from the other way, from the eastern side, from the northern side, it hasn't been filled in. It's still there, it's still very visible.
Yeah. It's still part of the Ornament cluster.
Yeah, it's still a very iconic part of the cluster. The view shed needs to sort of fire up in the background because it's quite a powerful tool. We don't always want it to be on.
Especially just on a panoramic one as well. It's got to assess the whole area around where you just put that.
Yeah. But I think a view shed itself, it's one of those things, when you say view shed, no one really, and I was just saying, no one really, it doesn't say what it does. But when you actually see them in action, it's pretty straightforward.
Well, I think it's like a lot of things in the built environment. Having stuff in this visual format is what makes this such a powerful tool. We can describe stuff all we want.
Yeah.
It's easier just to show it.
And we love acronyms. We absolutely love acronyms.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
Yeah, it makes it so good.
So, look, everything in pink is where you can see the gherkin from. Now, I'm seeing a lot of pink there, right? There is a lot going on there. It is still a very visible building. It doesn't look very obscure to me. Everyone in this whole cluster here can see it. Everyone.
Oh.
Right, take us away.
Well, I thought, maybe last one. We'll get us on.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, have you be able to guess? I thought this was actually quite a tricky one. I'll give you a bit of a clue. It's
Cardiff.
No, it's not in the UK.
What?
So we're in Dublin.
Okay. Oh, I should have known that. God, I would have seen that pointy top there. Oh, the dome. It's got the dome there. And
international for the last city.
Oh, good.
Actually off to Dublin later in the year, so good to have a look around. But yeah, I thought it'd be nice to show somewhere else. We've also do a lot of work. Well, a lot of our customers do a lot of work.
The Guinness factory is around here.
Yeah, I don't know where it is in here.
Yeah, I found it last time.
I don't know if you can just search the Guinness factory. I don't think it quite works.
I think you can actually. That's what we did.
Guinness.
And then I built something
Guinness
there. There it is. Yeah. So it's obviously one of the big sort of players. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the brewery. You can see everything there.
What's going on next to it?
Yeah.
Guinness Quarter. Wow. So
yeah.
you get a flat next to it if you wanted to.
Yeah. And living next to a brewery can be very nice if you like malty smells. It's nice. It's very pleasant.
Okay. No, I'm sure they've considered all of those things when building these flats. Definitely. That'll be quite interesting thing to actually, because you'd have to consider that as a pollutant.
That's right.
A scent.
Yeah. So King and Barnes in Horsham, where I grew up, you drive by, it was right in the centre of town, you could always smell, always when they were brewing.
Bit nostalgic then for you.
Yeah. Yeah, as a kid I loved that smell. But it smells like malted, like malty cereals, like Ready Breck.
Okay, interesting. What we're on here? Oh, the National Children's Hospital Redevelopment over here. That's an
city, is it? In terms, I'm not seeing any any height really appearing anywhere. They're keeping things nice and sort of on one plane, aren't they?
But that's kind of some of these you have to keep the character of the city, and this that is the character of Dublin. I think even just looking at it, would I put tall buildings? Where would you put them? I don't think it's.
I'm not sure.
Appropriate.
I mean,
necessarily.
Yeah.
You've got a few around here, but they're not. They're few and far between. We have a look around here, and they're not.
Oh, there we go.
Significantly tall though, but they are for the area. You've got one at the back over here as well. Let's have a quick look.
How tall is that?
It's a commercial. Let's have a look. How tall is it? Measure. Just for the idea.
And then you can see that one in the background sticking out as well.
So Dublin's, it's not far off sea level.
No,
it's about, if we were to do that properly, we're looking
90
metres.
That's 30. Is that 30 stories? It's about just under 30 stories, isn't it? Probably
3 point. If you're doing
3.2, will be
Resi 3.2. But you can still see that one in the background still going.
Yeah.
So
that's not insignificant.
102, just about. But for the context of the area, they are.
It's interesting.
And they are new though.
And it's right by that bridge. For some reason, tall buildings do work next to bridges.
But I wonder, because this is commercial. I wonder what this is. Mixed use. Mixed use. We put on some data layers. I wonder what the kind of uses are in this area. So we've got the zoning. So you can see that's in the blue.
Yeah.
So city centre. So
inner suburban. Mm-hmm. So they're coming up as green because they're inner suburban areas. The 210. Is that the right one, or is that a different green?
No, it's this is continuation of the city centre. So yeah, interesting. So it's obviously around these kind of areas it is a little more outside. And
a lot of Georgian conservation areas we can see here. All that orange.
Yeah, strategic development zones sits just outside of that. So yeah, you can kind of see why mainly the applications are. What's the time? Oh, we've got only a few more minutes.
We do. You know what we can do? We can go elsewhere for sure.
But time for one more, maybe?
I think we do have time for one more.
Housing. What are the data sets we got here? Lewis, air pollution. Conservation areas. So yeah, it's fine. Those literally sit just outside that conservation zones, which are environmental conservation zones, but still sit just outside it.
Okay. And I am just loading up another city now. And this will be a nice surprise for you.
Okay, right. Let's see. I've got one for one at the moment. We're still in Dublin.
What I like about Dublin is that canal. It just
the main
river. Is it canal / river?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes.
It reaches right through the whole centre of the city.
Yeah, quite iconic.
And they're doing a lot of building, aren't they, on this end of it? Is that a bid?
Let's load up.
Or was that Cork? I know that. Or was that Cork? I know that in Cork they have a business improvement district as well.
No, we've got this down here.
Yeah.
Pembroke Quarter. Mixed use. Obviously, how it looks, that's much more like outlines.
It does.
Like master plan scheme.
It does, doesn't
and they got a few more details. This one's coming a bit more detailed now. Because the rest of them are quite blocky. I didn't see those few up there, obviously.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright.
Okay, are you ready? Alright, here we go.
Right, no pressure. Last one. Oh, yeah, it's got lots inside.
Right, so Anna, where are we?
Can you zoom out a little bit, please?
We'll zoom out. I'm just finding my cursor. Okay.
Come on, give me a chance.
Okay.
Which way are we orientated?
Do you want to orientate towards north?
Let's let it load in a little bit further. I think I've got an idea. Okay, down towards the sea a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that way.
That way?
Yeah. Right, are we in... Why is it not like... Yeah, I want that bit to load out. I think, and when it loads in, it might confirm we might be in Belfast.
Well done.
Oh wait, yes. Where are the cranes?
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for them to load.
Oh, is it the cranes?
Yeah, I was waiting for them. And I was like, once they load, I'm confident.
I think they're there actually. I think they're there, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting to see. I was like, once I see those.
And look at all the yellow consents.
Yeah, there's a lot because you got the old Titanic quarter, which is further down.
What, down there?
More towards where the cranes are. Yeah, you see where those buildings start to come in, which is a lot of redevelopment going on down there.
Well, look at this, a master plan.
Yeah.
Another huge master plan. That looks interesting, doesn't it? That's more detailed than a master plan. Oh, let's have a look. What's that? There's a few different consents. The Belfast water side, 750.
That's a lot.
Wow. But look, they've got 750 units in. And this one here is just 56. And it's all residential.
But they're nice. Right on the waterfront.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? And you know, everyone would have a great view because of how it's layered.
Yeah. Right. What they got for you?
Yeah, we're counting down. I just want to sort of see how high this is.
Well, you buy the sea, so it's quite a relatively flat city.
About 60 meters. So if you have like a maximum of 60 meters, yeah.
You can't obscure them, they are iconic.
Yeah.
There was talk at one point being a restaurant up one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I quite like them.
Yeah, but having a restaurant in the cream bit.
But
random fact.
I quite think that's a great use of space. 750 units and only having to go up about 60 meters.
Yeah. That's nice. Right, I think we're nearly at the end.
We are. Well, sorry
next.
Sorry for the sound issues.
I think maybe for the next kind of time we do something like this, it'd be nice to have maybe a look at the sites on the side of it as well. Let's have a think. Yeah,
and if you've got things you want us to look at, we'd happily do that for you. But thanks for tuning in today if you did. We look forward to seeing you again.